Welcome back, students. This is your Dean, Count Zevius again, bringing you another version of the Gymbreakers World Cup. Today we're going to look at Belgium's second half of the group stages, where Belgium is going to face Lithuania. We're going to look at the pair 4 matchup. Basically, it's going to be Splain Lejeune and Alex, and they're going to fight against Menomorphous and APCIU. So this is game 1, Splain Lejeune versus Menomorphous. Splain, can you tell us what were your initial thoughts when you saw his team?
Yeah, so basically my team was in a way a bit weak to Wigglytuff and Mountain. So I was like very afraid of Wigglytuff. So I tried to build a team to have like kind of always having in mind to have soft counters against Wigglytuff and Mantine. And I knew that when you bring Shadow Articuno, basically your opponent is fearing Articuno, so he's probably going to bring some counters to it. So that was a bit the initial thoughts I had on this game.
Okay, that's a smart way to go about it. Let's see what you did. So game 1, you lead Vigoroth into a Stunfisk. That's an amazing lead for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So you would probably go straight Bulldoze, or are you going to go try and bait with a Body Slam?
Yeah, here as I thought it was the Earthquake, so I'm going to bait to try to match shields.
Yeah, because you'd be expecting an Earthquake from him at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think this is another rocks. Oh, he goes for an Earthquake. But I think at this point you can just counter it down. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So now whatever he brings, he's gonna eat 2 Body Slams, and Body Slams do add up, slowly but steadily. Even the tanky Mantine will be put into the orange if it doesn't shield.
Yeah, and he's not shielding.
Yeah. So this could be interesting. You probably would want to bring in Mantine to soak up some pressure, or you just go aggressive. Okay, that's an aggressive swap in.
Exactly.
So basically, you want to eat the bubble beams and the ice beams, and then see what you can do with Mantine at the back.
Yeah.
So I guess at this point, you're probably worried only about Abomasnow at the back. But considering that he's shielding his Mantine, I think that he would be having something that's weak to Stunfisk at the back.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, it's an Abomasnow. Alright, this is going to be a close game, I think. You'd ideally want to force a shield here, or debuff him, I guess. And then bring in the G-Fisk for a closing rock slide.
Yeah, and the player was like to keep a rock slide, but to clear the debuff. That's why I swapped. And
yeah, your opponent makes mistake of what is it? Going straight by the ball against the Mantine. It's more useful to go Energy Ball. Because if you go straight by the ball in the one shield, Mantine can beat an Abomasnow straight Ice Beam.
mm-hmm.
So you get the second rock slide, and that should be GG.
Yeah, that was close because it was a CMP tie here, very close.
I think the Abomasnow was 1 away from getting to a weather ball. This one is another questionable, let's say, lead matchup of Stunfisk gets to rock slide first, and depending on how the Mantine chooses to play this out, that is not how you play this out. He didn't shield, which is interesting.
Yeah, so that's why I'm staying in, because he didn't shield.
I'm not exactly sure how the zero shield matchup goes, but I think if the Mantine shields the first one in the one shield, it can go straight Bubble Beam and finish the G-Fisk off.
Yeah.
But now I think this will put the Mantine really into the deep red, and then he can bubble you down probably.
Yeah, exactly. But here I was like taking shield advantage.
Yeah.
So
You can just come in with this Vigoroth and then soak whatever he has to throw at you, I guess.
Yeah, and the idea was like to charge up a bit here, and as if through the ice beam, I'm good in this matchup.
And it's interesting that he still stays. Ideally, what he can do is throw one body slam and dip out. But let's see if he throws two. You got a lucky bubble in there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's always nice to see. Yep. I still don't understand why the Vigoroth is staying in this matchup. So probably has maybe a Stunfisk or an Alolan Marowak at the back. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. So the Stunfisk, this is now a good matchup because I think you still have some quite a bit of HP left on your Vigoroth.
Yeah, on the Vigoroth. And yeah, I think I'm going to switch directly to Vigoroth and
yeah, basically.
And here it's a rock slide, so
yeah, but it's double debuffed, so it's not really going to do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you what do you call it? You no shield, and then you can come and farm down with the Mantine.
Yeah, with the bubbles.
Yeah. It will be close though. If the Stunfisk had farmed a little bit more energy against the Vigoroth, I think this match would have been much closer than what it had to be. So energy management. That's surprising. You bought Articuno game 3.
Yeah.
I guess you noticed that he was not bringing his Alolan Marowak at all.
Yes.
So you thought, yeah, it's a good read. So he goes Bubble Beam as a Mantine, as I think I would expect most Mantines to do. Unfortunately, once it's debuffed, the Ice Beam does not kill the Articuno.
Yeah, and here the quick tip is that you reach the Icy Wind and the Ice Beam of the Mantine at the same time. So because he was like throwing before, I knew it was only a Bubble Beam. So.
Oh wow, he bought an Articuno. So
yeah,
it's interesting. Why did you go for an Icy Wind and not an Ancient Power?
Yeah, I think it was a mistake because usually I go for the Ancient Power. But I think I was like thinking at that time that because he had like shield advantage, that was a nice move for me to debuff him.
Okay. Okay, he swaps into his Vigoroth.
But that was probably a mistake.
Yeah, I would have stayed in, and then I could have. I probably would have let Mantine use all its energy and then clean up at the back with the Vigoroth with 2 shields. And I think he's also over farming here, which means that you can come in with your Vigoroth and not take a lot of damage from this one.
Yeah, but I'm not using Vigoroth. I have a Stunfisk in the back.
Ah, yeah, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like in a bad situation here. So I try to sack swap to get the body slam on my Stunfisk. Okay. But yeah, he's loaded on energy, so.
Yeah. Plus he has 2 shields. I think he can double shield and then farm down the Stunfisk and throw a Shadow Ball at the Mantine.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. All right, that was unfortunate, but I don't think you had quite a lot of play with against this lineup. Good read by Metamorphosis. He kind of identified that if he you use Vigoroth a lot, and then he wanted something to counter the Vigoroth, so he bought in his Alolan Marowak. Yeah, game 2 for you against APCIU. What are your thoughts on the team?
So what I remember from seeing this team is that Vigoroth has a lot of play against his team, against Swampert, against G-Fist, against Ferrothorn, against his own Vigoroth. And my game plan was a bit to have Vigoroth and to have like 2 bodyguards to counter his 2 flyers. Articuno and Mantine or G-Fisk or the regular Fisk, but that was a bit the thoughts. So it was like having Vigoroth and two bodyguards.
Okay, that's quite a good idea, especially because he's quite weak to Vigoroth. I think
Yeah.
Vigoroth beats all his mons in the two shield scenario, and except the Vigoroth mirror, I guess. So
Yeah, and maybe Altaria. This I'm not sure about the two shield
yeah, you beat Altaria in the
scenario.
two shields, and if you have
Okay.
two counter advantage, you can beat it in the zero shield. Let's see what you do game one. Alright, of course you lead Vigoroth and he matches a Vigoroth mirror. This is a bit complicated now because I guess it will depend on who gets CMP. And you
Yeah,
get
and
CMP.
nah, I don't think so. Oh yeah, yeah, that's weird. Usually I lose CMP. That's why.
Maybe he threw late or there's like a fast move desync or something. And you let it go even though you knew your Vigoroth had a lot of play. And that is something that is quite interesting. But I don't. Why did you? What were your thoughts behind letting the Vigoroth go?
Because I think he put like a counter, an additional counter,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay, I'm going to come with the Shadow Articuno and farm up a lot of energy, and because I was thinking that with energy advantage, my Shadow Articuno had a lot of play against his entire remaining team, with
Yeah.
two shields. Because only Vigoroth can beat Shadow Articuno in the two shields,
Yeah.
and if he was out of the picture, that was like a good way. Plus, having 2 months in the back that are debuffing the other months.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always nice.
And Matra does no damage in a way
Yeah,
to Shadow Articuno. This is going to be a bit of trouble for you, I guess, because you have Mantine at the back.
yeah,
So I think
it's,
you ideally you'd want to debuff it as fast as possible. Um, yep. Ouch. Thunder hurts. And he's
yeah,
probably going to get to a power whip before you get to second ice beam.
yeah,
Yeah. Ooh. Might be close because your Articuno still has a little bit of HP. Maybe it can do some chip damage.
yeah,
Yeah. Alright.
yeah. And you can see how our Shadow Articuno is a pure beast, literally.
Game two, same as game
Second,
one, I
yeah,
guess. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, you didn't win CMP. I guess game one was a fast move desync. So this time you
yeah,
keep the shield.
exactly.
Um, I guess you are also thinking that the opponent is having the same team as before, and you want to preserve your Vigoroth for maybe the Ferrothon matchup at the end. Alright, he sneaked in a counter, so if this doesn't KO the Vigoroth, your Vigoroth will die. Yep, it KOs. Unlucky for him that his Vigoroth is not great IV, so he brings in a Ferrothon and he farms up a little bit. I guess this is where, let's say, your Shadow Articuno comes into play. You just have to make sure that you don't get
Yes,
thunder to your face. But this one seems too early to be a thunder, so he went for a power whip bait. So I guess the next power whip is not going to be is not going to do as much damage as this one.
yeah, but yeah, I think here it's a thunder. Oh no, it's a power
Yep.
whip. Yes, yeah,
Okay, so that is interesting. Now, I think it's now this puts you in a very difficult situation because without a shield, Mantine is going to do quite well against the Stunfisk. The Stunfisk is going to do quite well against a Mantine, but it's a good thing that you debuffed him already. So now, if you get
yeah,
one more bubble debuff, and you can basically farm down the G-Fisk.
yeah. And that was my plan at this stage. It was like to have a nice beam ready to throw at the to be able to throw
At the
at
Ferrothorn.
the Ferrothorn and yeah, likely KO or almost KO
Yeah,
the
it's gonna put
Ferrothorn.
it like very deep in the red. Yeah, of course, and you bubble it down. Okay, yeah, that was interesting game too. Game 3, alright, this is interesting. So, if you go straight Ice Beam, depending on when you throw your Ice Beam or when the Altaria throws the Sky Attack, it's going to be a close game. So, what are your thoughts? Are you going to go straight Ice Beam?
Yeah, of course. Because I usually go straight ice beam because that's what people are not expecting. So, and if you don't feel an ice beam with the Altaria, you're dead.
Yeah. Surprisingly, the opponent didn't shield. Usually, if you shield the first one, you definitely win that match, I think. Um, so Ferrothon is trying to farm up as much as possible, but great counting by APCIU. He's EMP tied.
Yeah,
For your bubble.
exactly.
I guess now it's going to have a lot of problems with Vigoroth. But Power Whip does quite a bit of damage to Vigoroth.
Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah, definitely. So if oh, he gets the 2 Power Whips. Oh man, this is going to hurt.
Yeah, so I'm forced to shield.
Yeah. So you're 2 to 1 shield. You have no shields actually. This is going to be, I guess, very difficult to go back into this game. And I don't think you have like a very hard counter to the Galarian Stunfisk at the back either. So
No.
yeah. Oh, that was almost a one-shot KO. Of course, Shadow Articuno works, but it's not exactly the tankiest of mons.
Yeah. Here I was trying to sack swap, to catch the rock slides on the Shadow Articuno, and thinking that I could, maybe do a body slam plus a bulldoze, but that was like very ambitious, I think.
Yeah, that was very ambitious because there was no way Shadow Articuno was there. So now it's another Belgian teammate, Alex. He has a really spicy team. I wish I knew what moves his Arcanine was running, but I would presume it's running either Fire Spin or Fire Fang. I'm not sure if it has access to.
Oh, he's running. I think it's Snarl, Wild Charge, and Crunch. So he's not running Flamethrower, for example.
So he's not using it as a fire type. But it's kind of interesting that he went. I'm not sure what he went to, but let's see when his games go. First thoughts, I would say that Zapdos has quite a good matchup against the other team. Can take on a little Marowak, can do well against Vigoroth, can beat Abomasnow, and can also beat the Mantine. So I'm not very sure about Zapdos' matchup against Wigglytuff, but let's see what Alex brings.
So first game is leading the Mantine into a Wigglytuff, so it's a close matchup. It's more favorable to the Wigglytuff, but it's shield dependent.
Yeah, it's one of those.
He goes straight.
Yeah, he goes straight bubble. Straight bubble, I think Mantine still wins. But it's always one of those. It's one of those matchups where you really need to look at the attack IVs. A Wigglytuff with a higher attack can beat Mantine and also an Abomasnow in the one shield scenario. So
yeah, but here the play, I think the win condition for Mantine is that you need to debuff the Wigglytuff, but you need the bubble beam to be shielded to win in the one shield.
Yep. And as you see here that they simultaneously feint. If the Wigglytuff was attack weighted a little bit, I think it might have switched the matchup.
And here Menomorphos did not call the bait on the energy ball.
Yeah, that took quite a lot of HP, and Alex, I don't think was in a position to shield either. So now I think all Metamorphosis has to do is shield an Earthquake, and he can farm down the Stunfisk, and this is quite dangerous because, Abomasnow is a Rock Slide, is a nice type Pokemon, so Rock Slide is super effective, and I think Meno had 2 Rock Slides stored up. And unfortunately for oh, that's a nice swap. If this is an Ice Beam, that should KO the Abomasnow, and then that's GG.
Yeah, that was a very aggressive play here.
Yep. Very
So
nice.
next game it's a Mountain against Abermasno lead, not favorable lead again. Alex switched to G-Fisk and Menomorphos to Mountain.
I'm surprised that Metamorphosis did not shield. Ideally, you would have to shield this the first Rock Slide to have a better matchup against Stunfisk. Considering that he already saw what Alex's first Pokemon, I would have thought that he would shield. He's going for a no shield, I guess. This is going to be an Ice Beam, I presume, so that it. Oh, Bubble Beam. Interesting, interesting play. So
But if you remember from the games I played just earlier, he likes to keep his shields. So
yeah,
that's as well something to notice.
okay. He tried for the aggressive farm down, and I think it's going to be punished by the Stunfisk. But the good thing is that it was double debuffed, triple debuffed actually. So yeah, he was not running Snarl. If you saw the animation of the Arcanine, you would see that it's Fire Spin. So he definitely
Fire
has to
spin.
switch. So two shields, two versus two shields. I think you go straight Bubble Beam. And the Wigglytuff needs to survive uh, because Abomasnow has no play against against the Arcanine. So ideally for
Yeah.
Metamorphosis, he has to shield his Wigglytuff and try to win out this matchup. Yeah, okay. Alex still going straight Bubble Beam. He hasn't shielded anything. So I guess the Wigglytuff's play is to charm it down and then try and do some damage here. Um, Lucky for Alex, he sneaks in a Fire Spin. That was going to do quite a bit of damage, so yeah, this will be a Weather Ball probably. And the Above Snow is now, oh man, the power of Arcanine. Wow.
Yeah, so nice play with Arcanine, and he leads Arcanine for game 3
Mm-hmm.
against a Mountain, so not favorable at all.
Yeah, so probably what he's going to do is he's going to want to charge up to a Wild Charge, throw it, and then swap out to the next Pokemon.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah. Oh man, that was a CMP tie. So probably either he shields, and now he's going to switch into a Stunfisk. I think the Mantine is a little bit more further than the Stunfisk in energy, so it gets to the Bubble Beam before
yeah,
the Stunfisk.
that was that was a very nice play from Menomorphos to kind of force the CNP to force a shield on the Arcanine.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty good play. And what he did here is also that he double debuffed the Stunfisk before it could get to it could charge up to quite a bit of energy.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. He brings in his Wigglytuff. This is interesting. Mm. Because of course it's debuffed, and Charm is really going to chunk quite a lot of Stunfisk's HP.
Yeah, and here I don't know if Alex should not have a swap out to let's say to preserve the energy on his G-Fisk.
Yeah, could have worked out. Maybe bring in the Arcanine, but then it's, oh man, that's a very good catch. Very good catch by Metamorphosis. That's, oh, okay. He gets a shield. That's interesting. So now, unfortunately for Alex, the Stunfisk is a bit ahead on energy, so he's gonna have to get the full Rock
Hmm.
Slide. From what I remember, I think the Wigglytuff at the back did not throw its energy, so it has an Ice Beam stored. So if push comes to shove, I think the Wigglytuff can come in and Ice Beam whatever's at the back.
Yeah, this force to throw here,
Yeah,
Alex.
and I think, oh man, that was greedy. That was, oh, okay, wow, that was well played. Very good energy management by Metamorphosis to take the series 2-1. So I guess Alex now has to play against APCIU. Uh, of course, we went through APCIU's team, so let's see. Now that we know that the Arcanine has Firefang, we could actually take a look at how Alex might want to play this. Of course, he has double flyers and Ferrothorn, so it will be interesting. So game 1, Drifblim into Ferrothorn. This is a let's say 50-50 matchup. Depends on who lands if the Ferrothorn lands a Thunder or with a bait.
The nuke move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is interesting. He swaps out aggressively to the Galarian Stunfisk. Probably knowing that the only counter he has is a Mantine. So now he can throw at least 2 Rock Slides at Alex's Mantine before maybe it gets to the Bubble Beam. Okay, no. Alright, he gets to the Bubble Beam. This is very good for Alex because he can now not shield the Mantine.
Mm-hmm. And now he's relatively in a good situation.
Yeah, and he's opting to bubble down the Stunfisk so that he has, let's say, an Ice Beam or a bubble to throw at the Ferrothorn. But unfortunately, he loses CMP to the Ferrothorn. But Alex understands that he needs to preserve his Mantine because it did have a lot of energy. Oh wow, that was a nice catch.
That was a nice, yeah.
APCIU bringing in the place, but unfortunately for APCIU, Alex had an Abomasnow at the back. Weather Ball is not super effective, but it should actually either KO the Swampert or put it very deep in the red. Yeah, it KOs and it brings Ferrothorn. Unless Ferrothorn has Flash Cannon, I think this match is in the bag for Alex.
Yeah, and like Flash Cannon is very uncommon in this meta where you should go Thunder for those Skarms.
Yep, definitely. Thunder is the way to go, but if you really want to run something spicy, Flash Cannon is something that can suddenly pull you off games from the back, like this one. So game 3, he leads Drifblim into G-Fisk. This is a terrible matchup for the Drifblim. Ideally, you want to throw in, you want to have a bait with an Icy Wind so that you can get to the Shadow Ball before. But Alex does something interesting. He swaps in his Mantine after committing a shield, and APCIU swaps in his Ferrothorn. I think this is really bad for Alex. I'm not sure how he's gonna come back.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds complicated. He's going to use his last shield here to block the power whip.
Yeah, and I think the Ferrothorn can still no shield, but if it shields, okay. That's I guess maybe he's investing into the future. Probably this is going to be another power whip. Oh, he went Thunder. Ouch.
Yeah.
Oh man. He just survives enough to give Ferrothorn some farm. So this Icy Wind is going to put quite a bit of damage into the Ferrothorn, but still I don't think the... Oh man, that's a
nice swap. Very nice swap.
It's a Thunder, that's going to be amazing. Oh my god, what a swap.
Amazing.
Ouch. Okay, so a Skarmory at the back. I think this game is done. He has Skarmory. Skarmory, one Sky Attack can take out the Abomasnow, plus the Skarmory has a shield. So at this point, I think the Skarmory can even commit to just air slashing the Abomasnow down. Oh man, perfect counting by APCIU. Wow.
Exactly, and yeah, I think this game is yeah,
it's in the bag.
Quite over, yeah.
Especially Icy Wind doesn't KO. I think he needs to get to a Brave Bird. I think he will get to a Brave Bird at this point. Yep. I guess swap into the G-Fisk and Rock Slide.
So that was a very nice read for the last game for Apsu. It was very, very nice for a read. Last game now.
Yeah. All right. So Ferrothorn against the Drifblim. This is also a very bad matchup for the Drifblim. Mostly because, yes, of course, it has Icy Wind that does neutral damage, but Ferrothorn has access to Thunder that's going to hurt the Drifblim a lot. Ideally, you can try to shield once and go straight Icy Wind, but he gets baited. That's bad. Okay. Swaps in the G-Fisk, it's going to eat a Shadow Ball. This is going to do like 40 to 50% of the G-Fisk's HP. Yeah, G-Fisk shields and the Mantine comes in. I guess you shield the first Rock Slide and then go straight Bubble Beam and see what happens.
Yeah. But now Alex, I think, is out of shield.
Yeah, Alex is out of shield, and I think his opponent has one shield, or it has one shield, and and the opponent's Ferrothorn also had some energy banked up. I think it has energy for a Power Whip, so probably even if the G-Fisk loses now, I think he can come in with the Ferrothorn and Thunder or Power Whip the Mantine.
Exactly.
So I think Mantine loses CMP to Ferrothorn. So if he swaps in the Ferrothorn, okay, wow, alright.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Skarmory. But yeah, Skarmory has a shield, and I think, let's say, most of the mons other than G-Fisk gets pretty heavily damaged by the Skarmory. Oh, that's an aggressive farm down.
Yeah.
Okay, this is interesting. Thunder does quite a bit. Let's hope he goes for Thunder. Yeah. So the only play Alex has at this point is to get to the Wild Charge, but the Skarmory already has energy. So yeah, he should have tried to swap. He should have tried to
Yeah, exactly.
Drifblim.
I think that was his only win condition, the sack swap.
Yeah. Or maybe the Drifblim can get to the Shadow Ball and kill the Skarmory. Interesting.
He goes straight Icy Wind.
Okay, this could still be a close match because Bravebird doesn't KO.
Ah, yeah, it's going.
Okay, it's a double debuff for Bravebird.
Sure.
I think Alex can pull this off. Oh man!
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that was
very nice.
Awesome. That was a really good play by Alex. Explains why he's the Brussels Regionals champion. Pulling things out of the bag like that. I thought it was done.
Yeah, same here. Thought it was done, and he succeeded to reach that.
Yeah, and Belgium wins 29-19.
So, battlers and students, thank you for watching this video with us, and stay tuned because our next episode for the first elimination round is going to be out very soon. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe and like the video.